And spent more than 10 years on staff here at Oklahoma State. And it's the Cowgirls that will start with the basketball here in Stillwater. Feet underneath. Akot uses the left hand to finish.
Yeah, nice job right there. Patience from Oklahoma State. You get the ball movement and obviously the great spacing. Akot gets an easy one to start.
Up top, it's Donnelly. Short jumper, too strong. Staley Hurd rebounds. Good to see her back on the floor after a hard fall in the Cowgirls last game.
Well, I tell you what, that shows her toughness. She was exiting the court Thursday gingerly, but ready to go tonight.
Wide open look in the corner is good. Micah Gray with her first triple of the game.
You know, it's interesting about Gray. She's Oklahoma State's second leading scorer at 17 a game. And you said it before, Adam, in broadcast. It's a quiet point production she puts up. If you could be quiet, scoring 17 a night.
There's Jaylee Oglesby. She was preseason first team All-Summit League, first team All-Conference honors last year, and the 6th Woman of the Year in the Summit League.
Yeah, and if you haven't watched Oral Roberts or Oglesby, I mean, she's an interesting player and amazingly able to get her to her spots. Has kind of an unorthodox game, but she is a great college basketball player.
Akot driving the baseline. Up and under, couldn't finish. Holton, the true freshman, with the rebound for Oral Roberts.
Yeah, this ORU team is very young in a lot of spots. In fact, they start 2 true freshmen.
Gentry Baldwin lets it fly. Left it short. Hurd on the run after the board. Got numbers. Leaves it for Timmer. She's familiar with this Oral Roberts squad coming from South Dakota State.
Well, Timmer right there gets the easy lay-in from Hurd, but she is seamlessly fit into this system, along with Whiting from the transfer from BYU.
Baldwin couldn't spin it off the glass. Timmer in transition. Shovels to the corner. Gray's got hope. And a quick timeout from Sophie Anderson and company.
Well, Adam, we've seen it, and we talked about that quiet point production. 2 quick threes from Gray, and when she knocks one down, they come in bunches. Oklahoma State off to another hot start. I know Kiowa and part of the Cherokee Nation, but it's really cool, and means a lot to a lot of people. But like you said, Adam, this is a big, major part of this great state.
Staley and Tyler Hurd, I know a lot of their family is here to celebrate tonight as we see Staley finish, and that was a big reason for her to try to come back and play in this game.
Yeah, I ran into Tony, her dad, after the game, and just, I was asked how Staley was, and he was, well, I'm not sure yet, but at the timing would be great if she missed the next game. This means an awful lot to her, Tyler, and the Hurd family. So great to see her out there for more reasons than one.
Trusty off the glass, can't finish. Oklahoma State out and running again. Whiting, long pass, Staley Hurd, wide open look, but came in too hot. Rebounded by Oral Roberts. And then Hurd takes it away and puts it back in.
I don't think she was too pleased. She missed that bunny right there. And turns around and finds a way to produce. You know she has to be feeling. There's no way she's not heavily sore, I wouldn't think.
How about the fadeaway from the baseline for Oglesby? She's got all 4 for Oral Roberts.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just watch her. She's such a great scorer, and she does it all inside the arc, even though she's just 5'8".
Offensive rebound after the Timmer miss. Nice feed underneath and an easy bucket. Credit Gray with the assist.
And since we're talking about, Gray's already made those 2 threes, but this perimeter offense, these players can do multiple things, and Gray right there hitting the seam in a flurry and setting up a cop.
Donnelly, a freshman, draws the foul there. So 2 freshmen and a sophomore in the starting lineup as we look at the keys to the game for Oklahoma State.
As we talked to Coach Hoyt, contain the dribble drive, and I think you've seen it here early. Oral Roberts will space you and try to get on one-on-one situations. They contain much better against Langston and need more of the same here tonight, and then boards to run. That's not the Bruce Springsteen song, Born to Run. Boards to run. Coach Hoyt, you know, they want to play fast. That's where they are the greatest. But you got a defensive rebound so that you can get out and run. That's something that she is looking for here tonight against ORU.
There's the standard line change for Oral Roberts with Wooten, Igareva, and Girardi checking into the game. She left it short, though. Tipped down to Oral Roberts. High off glass. Whiting comes up with the miss. Long pass ahead is intercepted. And now deflected out of bounds the other way. What'd you say about a lot of possessions here, Brendan, as we take a look at Oral Roberts' keys to the game?
Especially when you turn it over quickly, you're going to add to those. But Sophie Anderson, who's going to do a tremendous job at ORU, obviously has the background and understanding of Oral Roberts. But as we talk to her, you know, she wants this team to play with toughness and compete, you know, match Oklahoma State's intensity. She understands that Oklahoma State's a veteran team that's been playing well, but she has a lot of confidence in her ball club. And then she also talked to us about being opportunistic, which means there's so many possessions. Oklahoma State does play fast, and they will turn it over from time to time or maybe shoot quick. And what can you do with those opportunities if you're ORU?
Baldwin able to take it away after giving it away. Donnelly kicks out. Sidestep three on the way, off the mark from Harstock. Another freshman in the game. Wooten looking for help. Good cut, and Gray finishes.
Well, Gray just moving so well this year. She talks about, obviously, her ability to shoot it, but I think you're going to see her do things like that, also drive to contact more so she can get herself to the foul line.
Donnelly left the three ball short. That's one thing Oral Roberts has struggled with even in their 2 wins, is they haven't shot threes very well. There's a foul, and Whiting will go to the line.
Oklahoma State is so efficient. Transition in the full court and the half court, and right there, Wooten picks up her dribble, and as ORU will do, they want to pressure and deny, especially one pass away, but Oklahoma State takes advantage. You get the high cut from up top, so there's plenty of room for Wooten to connect with Gray.
Whiting's first free throw falls. One challenge that Oral Roberts is going to have today, Brendan. Oral Roberts is making just 4.5 threes per game. The Cowgirls lead the country at nearly 16 per game. That's almost twice as many as the Golden Eagles have made in their two games combined. So if this becomes a three-point shooting contest, advantage Oklahoma State.
I think ORU, certainly as the season progresses and Coach Anderson integrates these 4 freshmen that are playing a ton for them, you know, they'll have the ability to shoot the three. But I think what it says, now they were better than the 2 teams that played, but they didn't settle, and they're going to try to get to the paint. We talked about the spacing in the half court. And what that tells me is they're well coached and they're trying to play the right way and not just hoisting up bad jumpers.
Through the legs of Girardi over in the corner. Oglesby will re-enter for Oral Roberts along with Ari Gordon. Cowgirls out to another big run to start a contest, and we saw this a lot last year too. Regardless of opponent, they seem to come out red hot at these
They
games.
really do, and it's not just, you know, defensive intensity or just taking care of the ball. It's kind of crazy. Shooting comes and goes, but their ability to make shots early and get in rhythm early is really, really impressive.
Wooten on the wing, zings a pass, deflected but taken back in. Girardi an open look. She's fouled and will go to the line. Girardi made her first 4 from beyond the arc in the last game against Langston. Hasn't come out quite that hot this time, but a chance to see a few go in here.
This is a nice play. It's a second chance opportunity, and you didn't really see it right there, but Timmer did something really good. The ball's being reversed, and Girardi needed a little more space. If she'd have just swung it, the defender would have been there on the catch. So what Timmer did, took one hard dribble to the heart of the defense, drew Girardi's defender just enough to create space. And that's just your classic drive and kick, penetrate and pitch. Those are the small things. If you watch Oklahoma State offensively, they have all these weapons, but they're a really intelligent group on that end of the floor.
We talked about ORU's freshman. Lena Girardi has made her presence known in her true freshman campaign as she gets all 3 free throws to go down. She's on that freshman of the year watch list, and I think she's making a statement on it too.
Yeah, she's just tough mentally and has a lot of confidence. You look at the game prior to Langston against, I think it was East Texas A&M. She didn't shoot it well, at least certainly to her standards. Coach Hoyt mentioned that, I wasn't surprised she came out and played the way that she did.
Wooten on the drive, through some contact, finishes.
Yeah, I like it when Wooten, Adam in the half court, initiates offense. You get ball movement, right? So the defense shifts, and then when the ball gets back to her, that's going to provide her space to utilize her quickness, as we saw right there.
7 Cowgirls have already scored in the game. The putback attempt will fall for Gordon. Her first points for Oral Roberts. And Hurd with the left hand.
Just so strong. I mean, you can put a forearm in her, you can put your hands on her and try to push. But even while she's handling that, you're not going to throw Hurd off course.
5-on-4 break. Oral Roberts able to recover. A nice job by the defenders, but inside to Hurd and up and under for 2 more. Staley Hurd with 8 points in the early going. Trusty needs help out on the perimeter, and she throws it right to J.C. Hoyt. Turnover will give it back to Oklahoma State.
Hey, watch this, Adam. Watch this ball reversal. Wooten knows right now that Hurd's inside. She was calling for the ball. Boom, right there. That's great point guard play. She was calling for the ball, not for a shot. Get it to me. I see Staley has a defender on her back, and I have a good angle. Again, intelligent offensive team.
Akot puts it on the deck and goes to the rim. Oklahoma State on a 17-2 run. Baldwin lost it. Akot takes it away. 2-on-1 break. Whiting nearly traveled with it. Akot in a bunch of traffic, sticks it in anyway.
That's a really good finish. You mentioned it, Adam, in traffic right there. And that's the thing with Akot, with this lineup, she runs the floor great as well.
Oglesby couldn't get the spin to go. And then a foul on Staley Hurd underneath. Hurd disagrees. Girardi will check in. Oral Roberts just one of its last 9 from the field and has turned it over 3 times in the last 90 seconds. Cowgirls have really gotten out and pressured the ball, and that's something that J.C. Hoyt wanted to see more and more of from her team.
One of the things they've done, they're scoring, so that doesn't allow ORU to run, and that gets them in the half court, and then Oklahoma State's just been containing.
Gray dumps it off again. Akot finishes. That is 10 points already for Achola Akot.
Well, you feel like, obviously they found something, but that's basically what they did on the first offensive possession. Oklahoma State spaced and was able to get Akot rolling to the basket.
Oglesby found the cutter. Short jumper, too strong from Gordon. Got the miss though. Mid-range jumper this time. Falls for Trusty.
Trusty rely a lot on her this season for offense. A transfer from Arkansas, Fort Smith. Had really good numbers there.
Whiting with 4 to shoot. Turns the corner on the defender and finishes.
With Coach Anderson before the game, I said, hey, you're kind of young. You know, I was like, yeah, don't remind me. But no, they really love the class. Obviously, Bill was heavily involved in that. And, you know, they got their work cut out for them tonight. You know who that top 20 recruit that he signed at Oklahoma State was?
Yes,
You'll know.
A blank now that you're asking me.
It was one of my favorite players ever to watch. Probably a lot of other people's too. Brittany Martin.
Cowgirls get it underneath. They can rev can't finish.
So, you know, they used to have homecoming for football. They had the homecoming in hoops, right? And so in those days, whenever Brittany came, you know, whatever it was, 10, 12 years ago, the teams would go up and down for 10 minutes each. And the fans could get a look at them. So I'm here for that deal, and out come the women's team. Brittany Martin was a freshman, about 2 possessions down the floor. I mean, I'm serious. I get up. I was sitting next to Big Country in the stands, just hanging out. I said, hey, excuse me. I get up, and I go over to Ryan Cameron, and I said, who is that?
You need to know more about her.
Like, just the way she ran. And I tell you, that, you know, if there's a Brittany Martin type on this roster now, and that's Staley Hurd.
Hurd, an honorable mention All-American last year. Oglesby, tough look. We said he was unorthodox. That's a good example.
Yeah, and that's a shot that they want to get. And that's over Gray with good size, well defended. Oglesby absorbs some contact there. You can see when they get into conference play, you know, how difficult that is to defend, but that's her game.
Wooten will fire a 3. Got it, and if she can add that to the game, it'll be real dangerous.
And you look at J.C. Hoyt, as many threes as Oklahoma State makes, you know, they get used to that. When Wooten knocked that down, Coach Hoyt pumped her fist because she knows exactly what you just said.
Scoop shot off glass wouldn't go. Whiting in transition for the Cowgirls. Big screen. Gray underneath. Igorevba. A little pitch to Wooten for 2. Looks like a toss sweep in there. Spinning left-hand hook off glass and in for Donnelly.
Yeah, they really like Donnelly. Coach Anderson talked about she's already seen some leadership qualities in the young player.
Igorevba put it on the deck. Oral Roberts able to defend it a little easier after that, and they get the stop. Oglesby driving right. This is where she wants to be. Has her shot blocked, but got it back and finishes. If she gets that right hand, she's really good.
And she's really good at creating the context. So right there, she got the angle, slide angle on Gray, and she just continued to drive it with strength.
Gordon applying good ball pressure. The pass deflected, but still falls to Gray. That one is kicked away, and that's one thing that Coach Anderson talked to us about before the game, Brendan. She doesn't want to see her team get out tough. You saw the ball pressure there from Gordon coming up to try to get to her there.
Yeah, here's Oglesby right. See, she just got just enough of the angle. Now, she wasn't able to turn the corner because Gray continued to fight and do a good job. But you see right there, she did have Gray on her heels, though, and was able to get her miss and get it to go.
Pass over the zone to Whiting led to an open look, but she couldn't hit it. Donnelly, the freshman out of Bethany, gives it away to Donnelly. Sorry, Donnelly caught it, pardon me. Holton had given it away. Freshman to freshman. Hurd will check back in. Cott back in as well. Igorevba and Girardi will get a break. Well, now here comes Tyler Hurd. Had to get her to come over and check in, though. Tyler playing against her former school, transferred in from Oral Roberts.
And she's on Oglesby right here. This matchup has occurred a lot a year ago in the Mabee Center.
How about the ball pressure there? 2 passes, 2 deflections for Oklahoma State. It's still ORU ball, but that makes it really tough on your opponents to allow them to get rhythm.
And even if they are able to catch it, Adam, what you've done is you're probably making them catch it out of where they want to run their offense, in the very least.
Missed layup opportunity there for Baldwin. And we have a travel after the rebound, so it'll stay with Oral Roberts. 37 first quarter points, by the way, sets a new school record for points in a quarter for Oklahoma State. The previous was 36 in a quarter last year against Alabama A&M. Oglesby from the baseline again. Wooten, not to be outdone, hits her own baseline jumper.
Yeah, I like it. You know, Wooten would be great to play with because she's looking to set up teammates, but we've seen some really good things as far as her scoring so far for this season. She's knocked down a three. We saw her make a nice cut to the basket where she got a dump down. And then this is what she's probably most known for, at least right now in her career. I mean, that's a pull-up jumper. And that's pretty smooth. And she's great if she can get to that 12 to 14-foot range after she's got a defender on their heels.
Seems like she really knows what her spots are, whether it be the baseline there, the elbow as well. Pass deflected away. Wooten with the vision to kick it out to Gray for a jumper.
And I've said this every broadcast, Adam, but if you watch Oklahoma State's shooters, which is a long list, they have terrific footwork. Gray had it right there.
Oglesby driving. Hook shot won't go that time. Timmer pulls down the board, and a jump ball is called as Oglesby got in there to tie it up. Possession error will give it back to Oklahoma State. Brendan, the Cowgirls 4 for 7 from 3, but they haven't shot nearly as many as they have in the last few games.
Well, that's, you know, if you watch J.C. Hoyt's teams, I mean, she loves shooters. She utilizes them very well, but they are not at all costs we're going to shoot threes. They take what is the best look.
Well, Roberts in the zone here. Corner three from Gray on the way. Off the mark that time, but Timber gets the offensive rebound. Wooten from the logo, no. Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Oklahoma State. Is that due in part to Oral Roberts maybe not packing the defense in as much as the last couple of opponents for Oklahoma State?
Yeah, correct. Because they're, you know, that's the way they play. They're going to try to extend. And what Oklahoma State is doing well when they're in the half court like they are right now, they're not being stagnant.
Hurd amongst three defenders, able to get it into the hoop.
So not being stagnant, and then in other words, you get ball movement, it's quick and it's crisp, and then you get gaps after ball movement to attack. You've seen Wooten especially get in there multiple times.
Oglesby again with the angle. She's got a dozen to lead all scorers in this game.
She's going to walk into the gyms 10 years from now in a pickup game, and you know, I can relate. They're going to look at her and not think nice pass, and not think, and then she's going to go and score a million points against people.
And it's kind of an old school game. The way that she puts the English on the ball to score from those angles is just impressive. There's a drive and a foul that'll send Trusty to the line. Sophomore out of Greenwood, Arkansas. And that'll get us to the second quarter media timeout with Oklahoma State leading.
Not ready to go. And obviously it's a testament to this team, but I think it's a direct correlation of Coach Hoyt. You know, you look at last year, there was a lot of similarities. Yes. I mean, they came out very well, and it's not just shooting the basketball. Like I've said, I think they've evolved defensively and become solid and even more than solid. This team defensively on the perimeter has a chance to be really good.
Staley Hurd off the mark, rebounded by Oral Roberts. Golden Eagle bench on its feet celebrating the stop. Cotton nearly took that ball away. Delane. Trusty to Oglesby. Looking for help. Backdoor cut. It's deflected and stolen.
Textbook containment defensively right there on that possession for Oklahoma State. And because of the versatility of personnel at him, they can switch everything.
Whiting went right by Oglesby and got her to fly by for an easy 2.
Whiting's a really good player.
Yeah.
Really good. And I saw her when she was at BYU, and she was good there. I'm not saying that at all, but you know, sometimes there's players when you're able to see multiple times, you know, you go, wait a second. She can like really play. Scores it. Terrific rebounder for a guard, which allows her to decision make when she can lead breaks and just take it from the start. And an excellent defender. I was concerned with Oklahoma State losing Alexia Smith a year ago, who was their best perimeter defender. But Whiting's strong too. So when she's out pressing those guards out front, I mean, she is wearing them down.
Strong. She's got length as well. Donnelly with that last bucket for Oral Roberts. Lob underneath to a Cott. Got it on the right side.
And what you like about Akkad, and obviously Oral Roberts doesn't have tremendous size, but she's finishing, and she's been finishing tonight in some traffic with either hand.
She's been playing some perimeter defense as well. That is a turnover out on the perimeter. And Brendan, with Akkad specifically, the other opponents for the Cowgirls this year haven't had a ton of size either. Yet she had 18 points in 3 games. She's got 14 here in the first half tonight. So I don't know if it's just more of an emphasis in getting her the ball or what.
Well, it's also kind of, you know, the question you asked earlier. You know, ORU's extending out on the perimeter. So I mean, you can look at the space inside, and they have to be concerned at all of the other 4 spots most of the time, because Oklahoma State can shoot it in all those spots.
Cott gains the offensive rebound. Wooten underneath to a cut again. They just continue to feed her down low. Drive and a foul. Wooten called for the personal, her first by my count.
All right, watch the last bucket. I know I brag about their decision making. All right, you get the miss here. Wooten's going to look to swing it, but there's nobody on it. I don't need to swing it. Drive it to the heart, force a little help. And that's the simple play of Wooten that we're more of the simple play we're seeing this year. You know, last year she might have tried, you know, might have been a bullet on the pass, or more home run type stuff. Right there, simple play, played off 2 feet, gets an assist. Again, all the right decisions. And she's coming off a game against Lakeson where she had 7 assists and no turnovers.
Trusty now 4 for 4 at the line, and credit Oral Roberts. They continue to fight. 5 of their last 7 from the field. They've settled in a little bit offensively. Cowgirls still up big though as we approach the halftime break. Whiting, catch and shoot 3, good. A whistle and a foul underneath. We'll see if they count the basket. They say yes, the basket is good, but Acker is called for the personal after just recently entering the game. 5 Cowgirls with at least 9 now.
Yeah, all right, let's look. Faith seems a little bit perturbed. It's a little bit of a push, but I think that Shetler did a nice job of selling it.
Shetler's a redshirt freshman, so technically a year more of experience, although didn't play games.
Hey, ORU, sorry, Adam, between freshmen and redshirt freshmen, I mean, 5 of their top 9.
Yep.
So a little bit of Oklahoma State success. I mean, they're great offensive. In the half court is that you're playing a bunch of babies that are youth that'll continue to get better.
Acker missed the fall away, but Wooten sets the shot clock back to 20. Casey Hoyt with a late play call here. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Whiting just drives and flips it up and in.
Yeah, Whiting just took advantage. You know, we just talked about freshman Donnelly right there. And Donnelly, you got to back off and just keep in front and make Whiting shoot a jumper.
Oglesby with the bank shot to give ORU a 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, Oglesby coming into today's game had only taken 1 3-point shot.
She's got all 2s here in this one, but 7 of them in total. The ball knocked free here, and Oral Roberts takes it away on the run. Left hand finish, no. Oglesby's putback, no. Tipped around and taken by Wooten. 3 seconds to shoot. Ahead to Whiting. Whiting from the logo, left it short.
But extended. I'd like to see a lot more Faith Acker in the second half. I know that they're still easing her in and not going to give her a bunch of heavy minutes. Get some of those other younger players in, because there'll be a time in conference play where you need somebody to come in and give you 6 or 8 minutes and help you survive a ball game, you know, on the road somewhere.
Yep. Oral Roberts turns it over on the first possession. Oglesby got trapped in a bad spot, eventually drove the back foot. Gray trying to start the second half with a 3. Off the mark, offensive rebound. Whiting had it deflected. A Cott comes up with it. Hurd kicks. Gray this time. Shovels underneath. The Cott splits defenders, can't finish. But Gray gets in there and fights for the rebound. Hurd for 3. High rebound, slapped out, eventually taken in by Oral Roberts. Sophie Anderson talking to her next player to come off the bench said, "We got to fight, do you understand me?" I think the message was clear as a miss gives it back to Oklahoma State. Whiting can't finish through some contact, rebounded by Oral Roberts.
Kind of a sloppy start here from both teams.
Baldwin hasn't scored yet in the game. Tried to bounce it underneath late to the cutter. Trusty gets out of bounds.
Yeah, that's danger. You know, Baldwin right there was able to get to the paint, but Oklahoma State defensively had more size, and you pick up your dribble, put yourself in a tough spot.
Oklahoma State's passed up on a couple of potential open looks from 3 here in the early moments. See if they let one fly here before too long. I guess I say that. Hurd missed one. There's an offensive foul, an illegal screen. Staley Hurd's look.
No, that's the right call. So Staley went over and set a good screen, but she continued to set it, if you will, way after needing to.
Now Hurd, we mentioned this earlier in the game. She took a hard fall in the last time out against Langston, and it was good to see her even back in the lineup, but she's played pretty well and pretty strong physically, it would appear. 3-pointer good for Gray.
And I thought last year Gray, I mean, I would have liked to have a breakdown of what her 3-point percentage was in transition. Nice play right there. That's a great entry pass from Donnelly. But what Gray's 3-point percentage was in transition versus the half court. I feel like she's more comfortable and better at getting her shots in the half court, what I've seen so far this year. But a year ago, she was a lead in transition.
Something the Cowgirls have excelled at as a whole as well. Oglesby double teamed underneath. She's in a tough spot, able to fling it back out though. Donnelly working on Wooten. Spins around the rim, it won't go. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Akkad.
So, you know, you're looking for positives of a young team. Donnelly immediately recognized that Wooten's on.
Yep.
Donnelly's 6'1". What did they list, Jake?
5'6".
Yeah. with 7 inches, at least on paper. But smart play. Attack the matchup that's advantageous.
Step back 3 from Shetler. It's out of bounds. It'll be Oklahoma State ball. We've talked a lot about the Cowgirls' ability to shoot 3, Brendan, but through the first 3 games, the Cowgirls have 4 different players shooting at least 44% from behind the arc. That's hard to do in practice when you're just getting up shots. I'm not sure I can shoot 44% from the free throw line, much less from beyond the arc.
Oh, surely if you got, a handful of practice, you can make 5 out of 10.
I have decent hand-eye coordination. It's been a minute since I've shot a basketball. Tie ball will keep it with no, it'll send it to Oklahoma State. We're of course sitting the opposite side of the arrow there, so we can't see the arrow, but we can tell depending on whether or not light is shooting out of the thing.
I was gonna say, that. That's the secret.
It's the little things that you learn over time. Timmer has not been as active scoring the ball, but she buries a triple.
So that's great offense. You get the cut. I think it was Whiting, and she makes a hard cut. And so it drags the help defense with her. Nice job right there. Maybe they'll get Baldwin going for ORU.
Baldwin leads the team assists. There's Whiting underneath. She's got a baker's dozen now. Timmer, and this is something we've talked a lot about over the course of the year with this group of Oklahoma State guards, is they're also capable of playing in different ways. As somebody lost a shoe underneath. The ball's out of bounds. It was Wooten that lost her shoe, but Timmer, Brendan, has 5 points, but she's only taken 3 shots. It just goes to show you what they're capable of.
And watch her right here. And so you get the handoff. See Whiting along the baseline, makes that cut to confuse the defenders, right? Sorry, I was making sure I saw it right the first time. You drag that defender and then you pop Timmer out because of the confusion. So the point is, any offense, and what Oklahoma State does, when they're cutting, cut hard. Even if you know there's probably, you're not going to get the basketball, the harder you cut, the more attention you draw.
We've seen Wooten do that today. We've seen Cott do that today, frankly, as we have a foul on the baseline against Oglesby. That's back-to-back fouls on her. Her second personal, team second as well. Oklahoma State shooting 63% as a team, but just 3 for 9 from the field here in the second half so far. Into Igorevba. Got the open look, but missed it. Rebounded by Oral Roberts. Oglesby driving. Deflected free, out of bounds. Very different look to this game for Oklahoma State as Oglesby misses the baseline jumper. Timmer, the former South Dakota State Jackrabbit, in the same conference as Oral Roberts, got the rebound. Kick to the corner. Girardi got it. Only her second field goal attempt of the game after she put up so many the other day, but it shows you the feel that she has for the game.
But watch her over the next couple of possessions. There's Oglesby. I'm tell you what, she gets downhill. I'm telling you, that is a score. But Oklahoma State is very good at acknowledging the hot hand. Right there. Right? You said it.
Yeah, she got it.
Yeah. So Gray the whole time knew exactly where Girardi was. That is a thing with Oklahoma State. We have so many weapons. You know, they look for somebody who's in rhythm. And Girardi is probably going to be a player that's always in rhythm.
There's a tough look for Shetler, who was able to kind of turn the corner and scoop her in. We'll see if they find Girardi again here. Skip pass instead to Gray. Off the mark that time. Igorevba, the offensive board. Put back is good, but they'll wave it off. Call a charge against Igorevba. Home crowd and J.C. Hoyt disagree with the call. In Big 12 play, there's big physical posts, and her being not afraid to stick a nose in there will pay dividends.
And what she is, she's a very good positional defender. Not like Magassa was last year. I mean, very few of those. It's a rim protector, and alters, and blocks, and all the things. But she is a physical positional defender, meaning she's in the right spots. Help-wise, and then if she's guarding in the post, does a really good job of being in the correct defensive position.
Coach Hoyt says she's never seen her have a bad day, but she can make you have a bad day if she lowers her shoulder into you. Wooten gets her second three of the night.
I don't know if that was exactly a design play, but it was definitely a play to get the ball to her in an isolated situation.
Baldwin was cut off by Wooten that time. Drive from Harstock, and she finishes. Tough look. That's another freshman putting in minutes for ORU.
Yeah, out of Norman Community Christian. He's an Oklahoma 3A Player of the Year.
Cott rolls through the defender and finishes. First points of the second half after 16 in the first. You know, rolling back to Wooten though, Brendan, this is our fourth game with Oklahoma State this week. After at least two of those games, I remember seeing her getting up three-point shots in the gym after we were done and after things had cooled down. It's clearly something she's working on as Girardi forces the turnover. Timmer splits the fingers and gets to go.
Tell you what, that's a player that's played a lot. Didn't get sped up right there, Adam, and was kind of slowed up to let the play develop. She had a teammate coming that right side. He had these two defenders. And then the time came was, hey, I'm just going to split the two defenders and lay it in.
Oglesby kicks it out. A spin. Back out to Oglesby. Wants to drive on a cut, and her shot's blocked out of bounds.
Watch Timmer. Watch her right here, Adam. Girardi deflects here, kind of slow up, and then boom. It's like a running back waiting for the play to develop, waiting on the blockers to get in position. A younger player might get sped up right there, but Timmer, the game is slow for her because of all of her experience.
She finished the year last year. If they can develop either Igoreva or a Cott like that this year, they're going to be in good shape. Another offensive rebound for Oklahoma State. Post to post, Igoreva can't finish, and then it's knocked out of bounds. It'll go to Oral Roberts.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, Tena Magassa got to the point where they could space around her, and she literally could play with her back to the basket. And she never was in a situation prior to coming to Oklahoma State where she had those type of opportunities.
Well, nearly taken away, but now a foul and one for Presley Harstock.
Yeah, so this is exactly what Coach Anderson would want. His toughness goes right at Haley Timmer right there. Ball deflected, stays with the play, finishes. I mean, you're playing, look, ORU, you're playing Hartsock a bunch, Donnelly a bunch, obviously Holton. Those are three true freshmen.
All five of Harstock's points have come in the second half. With the ball pressure for Baldwin, but Wooten too quick, gets around her, kicks to the corner, three-pointer good for Timmer.
Yeah, Timmer right there, you know, I mentioned about good shoes and footwork. Everything was ready and being prepared as the ball was tracking so that she could catch and shoot rhythm. And the pass was perfectly on the money.
Oglesby spun by the defender. She's got 18. Well, and how about Wooten handling the ball pressure to start that last play, too? This time, Wooten in the paint. Can't finish. Out of bounds. I think it's staying with Oklahoma State. A couple of swaps here for Sophie Anderson. Oklahoma State looking to make it a doubleheader sweep. As the men who into the game as underdogs won big over Texas A&M at home today. Straightaway three for Girardi. She got another.
And that's Oklahoma State having players that can drive it and force help. And that was just very easily done by Hurd, then to Wooten. And now you have the defense trying to catch up. And with Oklahoma State's terrific ball movement, you're going to find a shooter.
Girardi entered the game having taken more threes than anybody on the team this year and shooting at a 45.5% clip. She's 3 for 5 today.
Well, that's what she's taking, is threes. I think every shot so far but one for Oklahoma State has been from long range.
Buzzer sounds at the end of the third quarter as the Cowgirls have put up 91. 11 a.m. tip-off on Tuesday. Jaylee Oglesby back with it.
I like it when younger people know songs from the day.
Make your heart full.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State, among the things that Coach Anderson was hoping to do today was get the Cowgirls to turn it over some. And Oklahoma State entered turning the ball over about 16 times a game. They've got 8 as we play in the early of the fourth quarter here. They've done a really nice job protecting the rock. Foul on Timmer, her first. Oglesby spun away from the defender. Couldn't get that one to fall, though. Akot gets her 7th rebound of the day, a team high. Timmer. Knocked down. Foul called against Baldwin, her first. This is a lineup I think we'll see on the floor a lot for Oklahoma State this year, these particular 5. It's back to the starting 5, I believe. But everybody on the floor right now can do a little bit of everything for Oklahoma State, including Akot, who we've seen tonight can give it if she needs to. A 5-second call, though, gives the ball back to Oral Roberts.
Well, it's all about matchups, especially when you get to games where there's your talent is comparable with who you're playing. But Akot, her ability to run the floor could cause problems for bigs in the Big 12, but Oklahoma State is also able to counter with a Faith Acker as well as she gets healthy.
Oh,
and you can put Akot at the 4.
A little token pressure for Oklahoma State there in the backcourt. Donnelly to the corner. Baldwin thought about it. To the other corner. Trustee trying to drive baseline. It's knocked away out of bounds. If you want to look at maybe the biggest way that these two teams are different from each other, Oral Roberts has taken 4 threes in the game. They're 0 for 4. The Cowgirls have made 12 of their 21 attempts. And that's a number that wasn't necessarily expected to be close. Oral Roberts doesn't shoot a ton of threes anyway. At the buzzer, the shot won't go. I think we had a foul call.
Yeah, the third quarter was way different than what the first half was, because we talked about at halftime how Oklahoma State had only taken 9 threes up to that point. Took 12 in the third quarter alone.
Made 7 of them. Oglesby to the line. Missed the first. That's the first miss for either team. They've combined to be 14 of 14 from the free throw line. Here come the Brahms double scoop chance. Free double scoop if this second free throw doesn't go, but Jaylee Oglesby crushes the hearts of the Cowgirl students. Gray lost the defender, missed the elbow jumper. Offensive rebound to Akot. Akot is 2 boards shy of a double-double. There's a foul and an and one opportunity for Staley Hurd.
Yeah, one of the things I really love about Hurd's game, her versatility. Good recognition from Gray. And any time somebody is able to get a defender on their backside and the ball's at the top of the key, I mean, that takes away all the built-in help. I mean, Staley Hurd, a couple seconds away of having the defender into the padding right there. But that's, I think you'll see that some in conference play, especially when Oklahoma State needs a big bucket. Stacey Hoyt can move Hurd virtually anywhere on the floor and utilize that versatility that she has.
Akot with rebound number 9, gives it away to Tyler Hurd, former Golden Eagle, sends it to Timmer, off the mark. Oglesby pushing the pace. Baldwin lets it fly, left it short. And it is Tyler Hurd that brings down the rebound. Little congestion there, pops back out to Hurd. Underneath Akot. Left hand, got it.
Boy, her footwork has been outstanding tonight. Right there, Akot looked like a guard in there. You know, Akeem Olajuwon, one of the things that made him so great was just his footwork was unbelievable. And he moved like a 6'3" guard. Akot, we've seen multiple times here tonight, able to go over either shoulder, and that actually was against a little bit of size. So that would be encouraging, that last bucket she converted.
I briefly thought you were going to ask me if I knew who Hakeem Olajuwon was.
I assume that. I know I've thrown some out there that have stumped you, but no, I figured you didn't.
I appreciate the confidence. You were correct. Akot on the dribble drive again. Feeds it underneath. Saved back in bounds by Tyler Hurd. How about that play in the corner? Through contact, can't finish. Baldwin called for the foul.
Yeah,
second.
Wooten, sorry, Wooten is so strong. Wasn't able to completely turn the corner, but had the angle. In a different way, but like, to me, like Staley Hurd. You know, once they get some kind of angle, you are not going to push them off course.
Got the first free throw. I think what stands out to me, Brennan, about Jaden Wooten, when she goes back to the line for a second, is it seems like she's never knocked off her center of gravity.
Yep.
She's so sturdy and her balance is so good. It just even with contact like that, it's hard to knock her over.
Well, you even go back to a year ago. If she turned it over, it wasn't her getting picked, right,
yeah,
in the open floor.
Yep.
By a bigger, stronger, more experienced guard in the Big 12. You know, her turnovers would have, just been trying to make a play with a pass of some kind, typically. So you could see that a year ago, which is not, which is probably less common. Usually freshmen, when they come in, like, most of us needed time to develop, needed a year or two to get stronger.
Akot through contact and one. 20-10 for Joel Akot.
Well, she's feeling it and gotten more and more confident, sure, less hesitant tonight when she's caught it in any situation. We've seen her in the interior. That's in the open floor. That's your quote-unquote 5 with a straight line drive to the rim, absorbs contact, and finishes a three-point play.
Make it 23, and the Cowgirls have now hit the century mark for the 3rd time in 4 games this season. Baldwin can't finish through a little contact. Wooten gets the board on the run. A whole lot of traffic. Smooth handles between the legs there to let it clear for Wooten. Looks like she wanted to feed April Redwood. Instead gives it away Tyler Hurd. Spinning. Kick out. 3 in the key against Oklahoma State.
Really good defensive possession right there from Oral Roberts. Everything in front, protected drives, particularly on Wooten, which is is and can be tough to do.
Just the 10th turnover for Oklahoma State. Drive. Oh, that's a tough finish. And one. Anna Trusty, the sophomore out of Greenwood, Arkansas, able to get to the rack.
Yeah, this is pretty nice. And watch this right here. Able to get the angle on Girardi. And there's a cot. And watch her avoid a cot to not charge by making that little move or cut to the left.
And that's some of that toughness, as Trusty's now 5 for 5 in the line, that Sophie Anderson wants to see from her team. I mean, you're down 50 in the 4th quarter and still willing to drive hard to the basket there and fight through some contact.
Well, they were basically down 30 at half, 29. I mean, you just want to come out second half and battle.
Tyler Hurd hits the
right
there. Baldwin working on Wooten. Gave it away. Trusty kicks it. Oglesby double teamed. Baldwin lets it fly short. Long rebound over the sideline into the Golden Eagle bench.
But Girardi did a good job of containing right there. You know, just a freshman. Has pretty good size. You know, she will be in time be a good defender. But I promise you, when you get to end of December and January, if you're a veteran guard, you look to have younger players on you. And so that she'll have times where, not because she's not capable, sure. We talked about a good athlete, but she'll be well aware at that time is much of a student of the game and how she preps. But they'll try to see, you know, can you keep me in front? You know, I've been Big 12 3 or 4 years and experience, and they'll go at her a little bit, and she'll have to prove herself defensively early on when league play starts.
Igoreva missed the front end. Came in 3 for 4 at the charity stripe on the year. And that's one thing that Coach Hoyt is hoping to see an improvement in Praise Igoreva. Now she's, 6 of 8 on the young season, so starting off better from the free throw line this year. Oral Roberts back with it. Baldwin lost it, got it back. Now Oglesby driving. Right bank shot is good. Jaylee Oglesby leading the Golden Eagles with 22. And one of the things we asked Sophie Anderson was Jaylee Oglesby ready to step into that main role? And she's shown tonight she's capable.
Well, she's had a great career, but she is definitely, as teams play ORU and prepare, I mean, she's at the top of the, literally at the top of the scouting report.
Knocked out
offensive, which, you know, she's so athletic. She has long arms. She does a good job of rebounding outside of her area.
Girardi, one that was drawn up for her, now working all the way around the world. Hurd can't finish the shot. That was almost volleyballed out of bounds. Looked like Igoreva was blocking the spike attempt there. Just hope that didn't jam a finger. It kind of sounded like one from over here. Backcourt pressure here from Oklahoma State. Oglesby with the touch. Revba hands it off to a Cott. Another thing we didn't get to a moment ago is Cott misses with the left hand. She's dribbled the ball nicely in today's game as well. And we'll see how that translates when they get into Big 12 play. Zipping it underneath. There's Funchess. Back to Oglesby. She'll let a three-pointer fly. It's short. Tyler Hurd, the former Golden Eagle, pitches it ahead. It's deflected out of bounds. It'll go back to Oral Roberts.
Oglesby's been great today, obviously. 22 points. So to me, that three right there, I mean, and you have to, especially in a game like this. I mean, she's been out on the floor about 34 of the 36 minutes. I think she's maybe had 2 minutes of rest. But she's fatigued right now. The three-point shot before, that was it's easier to shoot it because I'm exhausted. I mean, she has tried to lead this team, and as she will continue to do, as they continue to get better, and these young players will rally around her.
After the foul, Egareva will go to the line. Just recently checking in for ORU during that last stoppage was Presley Hartsock. She's the daughter of Courtney Bauer, a former Cowgirl player back in the 90s and a star at Choctaw High School. And then her dad was also a walk-off on the football team here. Walk-on, rather, excuse me.
Okay, so I thought I saw Courtney sitting behind ORU's bench, but I didn't see that information in the notes if it was there. Now, Courtney was a great player on some good teams. I think right after I was here.
Step back three-pointer, buried.
Very nice right there by Trusty. You can see Trusty and her potential scoring ability. And that's obviously why they were able to get her transferred. She's young too. I mean, she's just a sophomore. Played the 1 year at Arkansas Fort Smith.
Wooten picked up the screen from Acker. She's fouled. Taylor Jackson picks up the foul, having just recently checked in. Wooten hits the first. Cowgirls have shot it really well at the line, 14 for 16 now as a team.
Well, this has kind of been a theme. What is this, Adam? Game 4, so through 4 games this late. J.C. Hoyt has Wooten in with some of the depth on the roster. A lot of that's because to manage the team, but Coach Hoyt also knows she's going to try to get players involved, help them develop, get them some confidence.
Ball knocked away by Wooten.
And that's a compliment to Wooten, because a lot of players, at this point, if I'm a pass-first point guard and I'm always creating for others, might look at it as, hey, this is the time I can kind of get my own point production. That's not how she's wired, although she could do that in a heartbeat right now and take over offensively.
Hartsock off the mark on that last one. Girardi driving it this time. Couldn't finish in the traffic. Wooten. Nice bounce pass back to her. 10 to shoot. Back to Girardi. Catch and shoot off the mark right. Poked out of bounds on the rebound attempt. It'll go to Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts hasn't made a field goal in almost 4 minutes, but is still up by nearly 50 as we hit the closing moments of this contest. Bella Edwards, there's another freshman coming in here for Oral Roberts. Just when you think you've seen them all, they keep sending them in. Anna Coons, a redshirt freshman as well, transferred back home from the University of South Dakota. Tyler Hurd with the run through. Girardi catches the extra pass. Wide open, too strong. Wooten from the mid-range. Also off the mark. Egareva pulls it down. Egareva splits defenders.
High motor. I mean, that's the first thing when I put a couple of notes down about players that I put it on about Egareva every game. High motor.
Wooten turned the corner. Pitches out. Girardi sends another. Off the mark. Acker with the board this time. Turning and finishing.
Well, all Oklahoma State's interior players' footwork is usually pretty good. As you alluded to earlier in tonight's game, about Nagasa a year ago, and
There's Bella Edwards from downtown, her first 3 of the year.
And then Akot, you mentioned the footwork. You saw it from Akron the previous possession. Obviously, Oklahoma State does a really good job working on those opportunities inside for those bigs.
Inside to Acker, had the angle and gets the bucket.
It is so great, other than the top of the key, Adam, to enter the ball to the post from the corner. Again, good offensive coaching here. Swing it, swing it. It's a tough spot for that interior post defender to get around there. Anytime you get the ball flat, meaning along the baseline against the zone, or in that case, man, I mean, it really makes it advantageous to get the ball inside.
Kuhn's got both. She's had a key for Oklahoma. Went to South Dakota, which is another power inside of the Summit League on the women's side of things. And then played 1 year there and was transferred back home to Oklahoma to finish her collegiate career. Wooten dribbling things out near half court. And that'll do it. Oral Roberts, triple digits in 3 of their 4 contests this year. And today,